Hi, welcome to my kitchen. I am going to be making a meatloaf. I think CJ had asked for a meatloaf to be done, so I told Greg I would do it. I don't make a fancy one, and I usually have a problem with it falling apart, but it usually gets all ate. So anyway, we're going to make a meatloaf today. And first you start with 1.5 pounds of ground beef. Now mine's 80% and beef, so we're going to use that. And then you add in a medium-sized onion. Now this is up to you. I mean, if you want to add more or less, I don't know. I take a recipe and I make it my own. So, and everybody else can do the same. So anyway, because there are some things that I like more than others. And we leave some things out and add some of others that we like, you know, in them. So you can add more onion or you can add less. But anyway, you're supposed to use it says a medium onion, so I use pretty close to it, but anyway. So anyway, there's where we're going to start. And then you use it calls for 1/2 cup of ketchup, but you use half of the ketchup, you take 1/2 cup of ketchup, but you divide it. You put half of it in here now, in your meatloaf, and the other half you leave out, and you mix it with some other ingredients, like Worcestershire sauce. I can't pronounce it, but I'll tell you what, it'll be spelt right and it'll be down below, okay? But you'll add that and your brown sugar and see that and the brown sugar, and there's another ingredient that you'll put in there with it, and you'll put that on the topping. So anyway, but we'll have that down below. But I never could pronounce that.
It's ketchup.
And then the rest of the ketchup goes in there. Thank you, dear. He's sitting in the living room telling me what the other item was. It's always nice to have someone tell you what it is, isn't it? Anyway, and then you'll use a cup of breadcrumbs. So, but that's okay. He can tell me. And then you'll take and add in 2 eggs that are beaten. And then you'll want to add garlic. I like fresh garlic. There's where I said you can always do your own thing, add what you want, less or more. You're supposed to use one of these, and I love garlic. So, and I always have fresh garlic in the fridge. I'll clean it, put it in my jar, set it in the refrigerator, then I've always got it. And just chop it up real fine and put it in there. We like meatloaf. My husband loves it. He likes it, I think, better than I do. I know he does, because I don't eat that much of it, but I like it. He loves it. Now we'll have this for dinner, and then after that we'll have it. I think CJ wanted me to do it with mashed potatoes, so I am going to be making mashed potatoes, and anybody can make mashed potatoes, but I'll do that. And then tomorrow we'll have meatloaf sandwiches, cold meatloaf sandwiches. Sometimes my husband will heat them, but I don't want to heat it up. I want it cold if I'm going to have meatloaf sandwiches. But anyway, and then put your garlic in. And then, like I said, if you don't like garlic, don't put it in. And then parsley. I love the smell of parsley. Oh, it smells so good. Now, I'm using fresh parsley. You can use, don't have to use fresh, but I have fresh, so I'm using fresh. Cut up. The more you cut it when it's fresh like that, the better it smells. There you go. There you go. Not much you can do wrong to meatloaf. Just isn't. Get that all in there and get it all stirred up together, get all those flavors blended. And now we're going to bake this for about 30 minutes at 350. And then we're going to take it out of the oven and we're going to put our topping on it, brush that on it. That's the rest of our ketchup and our Worcester sauce and our brown sugar. We have 2 tablespoons of brown sugar there, and we're going to put that on it. So, and then you'll want to have a little bit of salt. I don't use much salt. I just don't use a lot of pepper, but I don't use much salt. But you salt and pepper to your own taste. Now when I make a meatloaf, you're always going to have some, dripping, some grease dripping out of it, fat. And I find that if I put bread, this is the end pieces, and it's a little bit hard because it's been setting out for a while. I just put that in the bottom of my pan, and that will absorb a lot of the drippings that you don't want. And then when you take it out, all you have to do is just throw that away and you've got rid of your drippings. So that's just a little suggestion that you might want to try. Okay. And then we're going to put it over on our bread and try to form it a little bit. We're going to set it in the oven now, and we're going to leave it go for 30 minutes. And after that, I'll be back. And then we'll put the, brush the topping glaze over it and see where we're at. So we'll be back in about 30 minutes. Okay, we're back. The meatloaf is out of the oven. The mashed potatoes are mashed. I wanted to show you what I meant by that I put the bread in the bottom of my bowl. See, here's the bread, and you don't see any of the fat, the drippings, or anything left in the bowl. So that's why I do it that way. So you can if you want to. If you don't want to, you don't have to. I just like to do that. Now, with my mashed potatoes, I usually put in garlic, salt, a little bit of sour cream, and go from there. And then your glaze makes a nice, it's pretty, it makes it look pretty. I think I'm going to taste it, see what it tastes like. tastes pretty good. And I think it was Austin. Austin, I hope this is what you wanted. We had a request for meatloaf and mashed potatoes, and that's what I made. So we'll have the recipe for the meatloaf posted down below, and the mashed potatoes, all I did was cooked them and added my milk and salt and pepper and a little bit of, now you don't have to put the sour cream in or the garlic salt, but some people like it and some don't. So that's a recipe you just take and make it your own. So have fun, and appreciate you joining me in my kitchen, and I'll see you again real soon. Thank you bunches for joining me today.